It's your boy Elzo KJ 300. Y'all know I'm coming. Welcome to another episode of the Dights Show. If you haven't already, follow me on Instagram, Elzo KJ 300. And today I want to start off with something I've been thinking about for the last couple of days and looking into. I seen people talk about Jaylen Brown and Brandon Ingram, and every post I see about it, people say they will take Jaylen Brown over Brandon Ingram with no questions. And for you people that love stats, the top is Brandon Ingram and the bottom is Jaylen Brown. The first 2 years, you can see Brandon Ingram has averaged more points than Jaylen Brown. Field goal percentage is about the same. Brandon Ingram has taken a big leap with 3-point shooting. Rebounding, he out-rebounds him. Assists, he has more assists than him. Steals, Jaylen Brown is a dog on defense. But in the blocks, Brandon Ingram got him. And I don't see why people say they would take Brandon Ingram so easily, take Jaylen Brown so easily over Brandon Ingram. And if I had to pick right now, the question is, if you had to pick right now, who would you take, Brandon Ingram or Jaylen Brown? I'm taking Brandon Ingram. And this is why. The first 2 years, Brandon Ingram has come into a situation where it's post Kobe Bryant. And he has all these teammates that was on Kobe Bryant team and all this. And he has been playing ISO to no system basketball. Last year, when I watched the Lakers, Lonzo Ball pass the ball, and everybody else, when you get the ball, just score the ball. Just try to score it. Every single time, it's Lonzo passing it, and Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, anybody else try to score the ball. He has no system. Literally. He is going into a situation in his third year where he is going to have LeBron James. Everybody had this big picture about Brandon Ingram. Oh, he's the next Kevin Durant. He's going to come in here scoring 20 points a game. And I didn't see it. I said when he first got drafted, he is not going to come out here averaging 20 points a game. He was long and lanky. And he was pretty good at Duke. And I saw the upside. Last year, he finally started getting on the weights hard and working out hard. And he had a great year. 16 points. From 9 points, 16 points. And with LeBron James, I see people say, oh, LeBron James is going to hurt his career. He's going to make him a spot-up shooter. And I don't see that. I see Brandon Ingram as a second scoring option to LeBron James. And LeBron is going to put him in so many situations. He's going to make sure he gets stronger. Make sure he learns the game. And Brandon Ingram has worked hard. You can tell right now that he has a work ethic to be great. And I see the upside. He is long. He has athleticism. His mid-range is coming in. Barely, I don't think anybody can just block his shot. His three-point shooting has gone up and is only going to get better with LeBron James. And they are going to revolve the offense around him when LeBron James is not on the floor. He is going to go from 16 points to about 20 to 22 points this year. This year off tops. LeBron James is going to help him, not hurt him. When he come off ball strings, he going to pass it to Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram can do whatever he wants to do. That's why Brandon Ingram is not involved in trade talks for Kawhi Leonard. They see what all us Laker fans see in Brandon Ingram. He just has to develop with his strength, getting to the rim. You can see flashes. You've seen flashes all year last year what Brandon Ingram can do. And I think his upside is better than Jaylen Brown's upside. Now, I'm going to go to Jaylen Brown. I love Jaylen Brown. I love how his first 2 years, he went from 6 points to 14 points so quick. More of the scoring load was on him with Kyrie Irving out at times. Jason Tatum as a rookie, and Gordon Hayward was not there at all the year. I think he played probably 6-7 minutes of the entire year. When I look at Jaylen Brown, it's not the fact that I don't think he'll be a great player. It's the fact I don't see him as that scoring option that Brandon Ingram is going to be. I see Brandon Ingram as the second scoring option to LeBron James. Jaylen Brown is going to be in a situation with Kyrie Irving, Gordon Hayward, Jason Tatum, then him. I see him as the third or fourth scoring option, and Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward are going to get their points. Then I see it as Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum at 3 and 4. When it comes to system, Kyrie Irving is going to handle that load. Gordon Hayward is going to handle that load. I don't see Jaylen Brown taking that big leap like he did from the first year to the second year, points-wise. And with the Celtics, with Kyrie Irving, Gordon Hayward, the entire time, I don't see him going as high as Brandon Ingram as it is scoring the ball and being that offensive option. Now, like I said, I love Jaylen Brown. I love his motor. I love that every single time you see him on the floor, he wants it. He wants to go out the best player. He goes at LeBron James. He did it in the Eastern Finals. And that's why I say a lot of people love to talk about Jaylen Brown over Brandon Ingram because you see more Jaylen Brown. You see him deep in the playoffs. You don't see Brandon Ingram deep in the playoffs. You see him with Lonzo Ball this year. This was your first time seeing Brandon Ingram a lot in this year because of Lonzo Ball. But I'm telling you now, the upside is better with Brandon Ingram. And if Jaylen Brown was on another team, I would probably think different. But with this Boston Celtics team, I see Jaylen Brown as a third or fourth option. Now, on defense, he's going to be a legit dog. Brandon Ingram is going to have to get stronger, but I see him as very good on defense because he has the ability and has the size to play defense. With Boston, you got Kyrie Irving, Gordon Hayward, Jason Tatum, and Jaylen Brown. With the Lakers, you got LeBron James, Brandon Ingram, and then Kyle Kuzma, and then Lonzo Ball, and everybody else down the line. I see Brandon Ingram as going to 21 to 22 points a game. I see Jaylen Brown probably still at 14 points this year. So, like I said, if I wanted to pick right now, I would pick Brandon Ingram over Jaylen Brown in the long run. And I don't see why people say it's so easy to pick Jaylen Brown. I guess because they see him more. But right now, I'm picking Brandon Ingram. All right. Y'all let me know what y'all think. This is my top 5 NFL receivers. And I did this list, I think, a couple days ago. And I looked over it, and this is my top 5. This is exactly my top 5. Number 1 is Antonio Brown. We already know he could have won MVP last year. He became the number 1 receiver to me. It was Julio Jones at the beginning of the season, and then Julio Jones took a dip at the beginning of the season, and Antonio Brown went off the entire year. The entire year. Anytime you needed Antonio Brown, he was there every single time. Ben Roethlisberger looked at him more than anybody I know. Him and Le'Veon Bell went off. So it's already known that he's the number 1 receiver. Number 2 is Julio Jones. And I blame Kyle Shanahan leaving and somewhat people not looking at, Matt Ryan not looking at Julio Jones for his start off for the year last year. I think he will have a way better year this year. Julio Jones always with some nagging injuries because he is so physical of a receiver. But number 2 is Julio Jones, and the lack of touchdowns made me put him at number 2 instead of Antonio Brown because Antonio Brown just showed up the entire year. Number 3 is DeAndre Hopkins, and I struggled 2 and 3 with DeAndre Hopkins and Julio Jones, but I still had to put Julio Jones number 2. Number 3 with DeAndre Hopkins. It doesn't matter what quarterback he has on the field. He is going to go off. He is going to show you that he is really that good. And last year, I really started watching DeAndre Hopkins, and I was impressed the entire time I watched him. Even with Deshaun Watson leaving, with Deshaun Watson there, no matter who it is on the field, with him throwing him the ball, he is a dog. Now he has somebody as a franchise quarterback and Deshaun Watson. They already love each other, and he is going to be, I think, better this year than he was last year. Number 4 is Odell Beckham. I know Odell Beckham had an injury last year, and with him healthy, he is a top 5 receiver every single year. So we're not going to forget that with Odell Beckham healthy, he is a top 5 receiver. Eli Manning, he is the go-to. He is the go-to. Eli Manning throwing the ball. Wherever it is, he is a king of slants. He is the king of moving and getting away from people. He is so fast. And with Odell Beckham, I know his stats going to be way better than it was from last year with him getting injured. But look at him to have a great year this year and bounce back. Number 5, a lot of people are going to talk about this. They love Keenan Allen. They love, who else they love? They talk about Larry Fitzgerald. Number 5 for me is Michael Thomas. He broke the record this year for the most receptions in the first 2 years. He had, I think, 196. Correct me if I'm wrong. But Michael Thomas is one of the most reliable wide receivers you will see in the entire NFL. If you throw him the ball, he is going to catch it 95% of the time. 95, 96% of the time, Michael Thomas is going to catch the ball. No matter what, he's going to catch it. And Drew Brees loves him. I'm a Saints fan, and this is not even biased. It's just what it is. A lot of people don't look at Michael Thomas as one of the best receivers in the game, but I do. Watching him, all my Saints fans know Marcus Colston. He is a better version of Marcus Colston. He is not super fast, but he is physical, and he's going to catch it. You throw him the ball anywhere, he is going to leap over somebody, or he is going to stretch his arm out and get the ball regardless. So with my top 5, y'all let me know what y'all think. Antonio Brown, like I said, he is the number 1. He is number 1 from last year. Number 1. Number 2, Julio Jones, who had a bad year, but is going to be better this year, I think, with Matt Ryan actually trying to throw him the ball. Number 3 is DeAndre Hopkins, somebody I've been looking at for the last year and a half and has impressed me every single game. And now he has his He has a real life quarterback that is going to be with him, so he can mesh with them and gain a lot from him and Deshaun Watson. Number 4 is Odell Beckham with his speed. He is a top 5 receiver every time he is healthy. One-handed catches, slant routes. And number 5 is Michael Thomas. He is so reliable for Drew Brees. So y'all let me know what y'all think. Let's get these digits.